I suppose there's a lot of people on the right who are rejoicing over the monumental screw-up that is the launch of your party. I find it depressing, really, because I think any effort to try to broaden and develop our democracy is a good thing. Jeremy Corbyn's new vehicle, provisionally so named Your Party, though perhaps his party, her party, our party would be more accurate, was meant to be the great insurgency of the British left. Instead, it's already given us the comic spectacle of technical glitches, legal threats and cries of betrayal, more familiar to a student union election than a would-be national movement. We began with Zara Sultana's unilateral announcement, the political equivalent of putting the Christmas crackers before the turkey is even in the oven. Corbyn hadn't signed off. He was furious and bewildered, not the first time those two words have clung to him. Then came the improvised membership portal, an unauthorised invitation to pay £55 a head to join what has turned out to be a mirage. Prospective members clicking join today were informed this action is not possible. One could hardly invent a neater metaphor for the radical left in Britain, eternally inviting, never quite functioning. And from there, the row has escalated with delicious predictability. Corbyn and his band of 4 male MPs declared that Miss Sultana was not authorised. Sultana in turn declared herself the victim of a sexist boys' club. Lawyers hired, then unhired, claims of misogyny, data misuse, financial opacity, factional betrayal, all flung across social media with the passion of true believers who prefer fighting one another to fighting the enemy. And yet, as the journalist Owen Jones reminds us in The Guardian today, behind the farce lies something serious. A surge of over 750,000 sign-ups suggests the appetite is real. Polling shows the under-35s would flock to an eco-socialist alternative to Labour. The material conditions, collapsing services, authoritarian laws, resurgent Farageism, are ripe for disruption. And yet, the left manages to prove that its most formidable enemy is itself. Think of it. Labour and the Conservatives may be cynical, opportunistic, even cruel, but they do at least manage to keep their websites working. They may descend into internecine quarrels, but rarely within a fortnight of launching a new venture. By contrast, the Corbyn-Sultana experiment has already reached the Monty Python stage, where comparisons to the People's Front of Judea and the Judea's People's Front are flying around Westminster. And here is the tragedy. Britain desperately needs a politics that takes on the wealthy rather than scapegoating the poor, that rebuilds public services instead of dismantling them, that challenges Farage's bile rather than echoing. It doesn't matter whether that's on the right, on the left, in the middle. The soil is fertile, the seeds are there, and yet the gardeners cannot stop quarrelling about who holds the watering can. What Jones calls for, in essence, is adulthood. He urges calm strategists to replace hotheads. He wants those who have been elevated by the wave of discontent to act as custodians, not proprietors, of that movement. He is right. The left cannot afford to indulge in purity spirals and personality feuds while economic insecurity hardens and authoritarianism grows. In politics, there's always the temptation to be the enfant terrible, to posture as the radical purist. But the lesson of history is plain. Movements succeed when they grow up, when they accept compromise, when they accept structure, discipline. The civil rights movement, the suffragettes, even the Labour Party of 1945, all were beset by internal tensions, but they transcended them for the sake of something greater. So, if your party is to become anybody's party, it must move beyond farce. It must find a way to reconcile the passions of Sultana's generation with the clout of Corbyn's veterans, the social conservatism of some Muslim communities, with the progressivism of younger activists. It must stop fighting about portals and start fighting about power. For now, however, the gaiety of the nation is secured, and we can only note with a wry smile that if Owen Jones is cast as the grown-up in the room, then the left's adolescence has gone on far too long.